Hi, so just in case something went wrong with your installation or if you need to install a fresh version of Ubuntu, I'm going to make a small demo of how that's done. So first of all, in case anybody missed it, you download the installer here, and currently, the, as of the 22nd of January, it's 22.04.1. Okay, it's going to then start this here. I'm going to pause the video as it's downloading. An important thing is don't double click the file or don't run the file when you've successfully downloaded it. Um, it's going to cause some problems. Okay, so just download it, let it be, and then we'll resume the install after that. Okay, so the download's finished. Looks a bit like this. Again, don't double click on this. It's going to load it up as a drive. You don't really want to do that. Sometimes you do, but you don't want to do this right now. Next step will be going into VirtualBox, and we're going to make a new machine. So we click on New. All right. So make sure to do this properly, because if you don't, you're going to have to redo the whole thing. So give it a name. Um, I'm not so sure if you can put spaces or not. Maybe. Yeah, you can. Um, choose a location. I'm going to put it here for now. Um, but you can put something, it's always nice to put it on a D drive, but whatever you like. The ISO image here, we have to browse for the one that's in downloads. Okay, it's going to probably automatically get this for you. By the way, if you're not in this mode here, you should be clicking down here to make sure you're in the guided mode, right? Now this step is really important, is skip unattended installation. Okay, because if you don't do this, it's going to create the user for you. It's going to do a lot of things automatically you probably don't want to do. Okay, so if you skip here, you're not going to have anything to fill in under this tab here, unattended install. Hardware, generally this is okay. 2048 should be fine. I would recommend to put this other number up to 2. So you have 2 CPUs. For the hard disk, it defaults to 25. I would maybe put it to 15 or 20. Okay, because I don't think we're going to be using it with a lot of programs in it. So just 15 or 20, we're fine. Um, if you have time right now, it might take an extra few minutes to install, but if you click on pre-allocate full size, it's going to do something during the install so that it goes faster later. It'll take up the entire room it needs, and then it's not going to be having to adjust later. So if you want, you could select this as well. All right, so I've done everything. I'm checking, check again, make sure that this is checked, and then you can click on finish. Okay, then your machine is created, it's powered off. Go ahead and start it. Okay, now here, um, if you can't select with the arrow keys to go up and down, just put your mouse over and click it. But you're going to select try or install Ubuntu. So at this point, you could probably minimize this window here. Not a big deal. And just wait a bit. All right, so you're going to get this screen here. Um, Now I've seen a few students who made a mistake here. Okay, you do not say try Ubuntu. You have to click on install Ubuntu here. If you click on this one, it's going to just give you something where you can run it once, and then it's not a permanent thing. So you want to install Ubuntu. Let's leave it in English for the class because in case I need to help you, better to do that. So install. Um, Keyboard layout, English US. Now there's a bit of a trick. If you want this to be bigger, you're going to notice something here. It says right control is your command key. So it has if you press the right control key and you press C, it it makes it bigger so you can expand it like this. Okay, and if you press Control C again, it brings you back to the previous one. Okay, that's a nice little trick. Okay, so English US keyboard, continue. Um, for this apps, for here, you're going to select minimal installation. We're going to take this selection away. So just basically the only thing checked here is minimal installation. Continue. Okay. Um, we're gonna erase the virtual disk. I mean, not your disk, the virtual disk, and you're gonna install Ubuntu. So install now and continue. Okay, where are you? I mean, we're in Quebec. There's no select. So I think there's a Montreal, but the one that it finds easiest is not Toronto, but Toronto. Toronto time, Canada. Okay, so that's selected. Continue. It's just to say that you're in Eastern time zone. That's all. So give your name, your computer name. So whatever you want. Oops, something like that. Username. First, I suggest the first character of your first name and then the your last name. If you have a very long last name, maybe you can shorten it. I'll leave it up to you, but just remember what you wrote here. Give it a password. I have a standard password I use for all my test machines, so I remember it, but you can use it as long as it's, you change it later. Require password to log in, yes, and continue. Okay, so it's copying files. I'm going to pause and come back as soon as the process is done. So when the installation is done, you'll see the installation complete message. Click to restart now. You probably can just press enter. And you should see this. So you should see your name listed. You should see the gray login screen. Go ahead and log in. If you don't see this, then maybe you should restart the install. Maybe you missed something. Okay. Um, so now just skip all of these questions. I I usually select no, but you can choose what you like here. Privacy, next, and done. Okay, so we have this screen here, and remember, the right control with C will make it will expand it for now. Uh, then we have a few more steps to do. So go ahead and click here and power off the machine. Okay, so you'll see powered off. And now we're going to define the network, the advanced network settings. So click on your machine, click settings, go to network, click advanced here, and then click on port forwarding. Okay, add a new rule. I'm going to call this SSH. The host IP is 127.0.0.1. The host port will be 2222. This will be 10. Actually, let me go check because I forgot. Okay, so it's 10.0.2.15 like this, and the port is 22. Okay, click OK and OK. Start up the machine again. Oh, we technically didn't have to stop it, but at least you can see the way to shut down. So all right. So in this screen now, we're going to start up a terminal. So you can click on this thing here. You can type in up here in search TERM for terminal and click there. And we're going to do a few things. First of all, if you type IPA, you should see this should say 10.0.2.15, and that's one good thing. And you're going to type here sudo apt update. Put in your password. And it's going to update its repositories. Like I said in class, this is like the App Store. Okay, you might get some listing of some number of packages can be upgraded. It could vary depending on what you have. So next command here is sudo apt install SSH. Again, this will only work after you've done an update. So then it's going to ask you, would you like to continue? Yes. Okay, and it's going to do that. It can go a lot of different speeds depending on your computer, but when you get back to the prompt, it means you're done. So now the next step will be to use PuTTY and to see if you can connect to this machine. So go back to your computer here and select PUTTY for PuTTY. Okay, and then for Mac people, I mean, this whole install doesn't really apply. So, there's the SSH way, but I think all Mac people should be fine. So here, we'll make a new profile. We'll call it lab computer. Oh, excuse me, sorry. We'll put 127.0.0.1 here. SSH is the connection type. The port is 2222. Okay, so again, 127.0.0.1, 2222 SSH, and here you're going to call it lab computer or whatever you like. Um, if you want to change the font, you can do so under Appearance, but just remember, go back to Settings. I mean, you can go to Appearance, you can go to the font here. You can select something that might look a little nicer, like this, and then go back to Settings and then Save. You should see Lab Computer showing up here. Now, if everything was done right, meaning that you've installed SSH here, you've done the network settings that I explained, you just have to, you can even minimize all these, and then you just click or double click on Lab Computer and open, either double click here or click open. And you're going to see this window here. This is normal. You're going to click accept. And there's your login screen for Ubuntu. So use the username you used before and the password. And then you're going to get the login screen. If you see this, your name at whatever name you gave the PC with a $sign, it means you're logged in and everything is fine. Now there are two ways to shut down. We're going to shut down again because we wanted to just take a backup. So there are two ways to shut down. Either you, for now I'm not going to install here. So either you click here and then you click on power off. The other way is that you can shut down from this window here. So you can type shut down -H no, like this. If you get this message, you have to say sudo shutdown -H no. So that's normal. It means that the machine disconnected you, and it means it's shut down and everything's fine. Always try to shut down before you go, like you end the class, because if you don't, you can corrupt your machine. Now, the last step I would recommend maybe people do is you can go here, go to this, I don't know what it's called, selector, and click on snapshots. Okay. Then you'll see these icons here, and you can take a new snapshot. So what does this mean? It means if you ever break the machine or do something very, you make some tests that possibly can make break the operating system or make the machine fail, you can always go back to the snapshot. You can go back in time. It's kind of like if Apple users, they know this thing called Time Machine or whatever. So I would call this first install or machine install or whatever. Um, basic install with SSH server running, something like that. So click OK, makes the snapshot, and you're good to go. You can go back to details here, and you'll see what you've already seen, and then you can start the machine, and so on and so forth. Okay, so for now, this is the basic install. So I'm going to stop the video here, and I'm going to make another video that shows how to install the tools you need, as a second video. Okay, hope this helped.